Okay, so I'm back again with another Charbelcher deck today. This time we're playing it in Rakdos. So Goblin Charbelcher for the uninitiated is a 4 mana artifact that for 3 mana can tap and reveal cards from the top of your library until you hit a land card. And for each card that was exiled this way, or revealed that way rather, it deals damage to the opponent. So the whole gig here is we play no card that is considered a land because we have all of these spell lands from the Ikoria cycle. And basically, a Charbelcher will absolutely dome the opponent if we haven't been milled considerably. So, how do we get to a Charbelcher really early? Well, there's a couple ways to do it. On turn 4, we can play an Ironcrag Feat, generating 7 mana, which allows us to play the Goblin Charbelcher as our last spell for the turn and then activate it the turn that we play it, since the activation of an artifact is not a spell. So that's one way we can get it out. Another way is through Indomitable Creativity, where we are doing something like sacrificing a treasure token or one of the dinosaurs or humans that we make with Forbidden Friendship in order to search for a permanent card, which Charbelcher is the only one that we have in our deck. Then, in terms of the red-black spell lands, we have a couple of nice things here. We've got some creatures in terms of the Akum Warrior, Songmed Treachery, in a very, very edge case, can help us yoink one of their creatures and hit them with it. Hybrid Mauling is a removal spell, which is sweet. Kazal's Fury is kind of also a removal spell, but it requires us playing our big creature first. Valakut Awakening is a huge reason to be in red for the ability to draw cards. Agadeem's Awakening reanimates something which is not, it's a non-bow in our deck, but this is a untapped black source. Shatterskull Smashing, removal spell. Spikefield Hazard, additional removal spell. And those are the lands. So then in terms of the cards that we haven't covered yet, we're running 2 copies of Fable of the Mirror Breaker. This thing is just generally strong. Does produce us a body in order to both ramp us and be a body that we can sacrifice to like a Kazul's Fury or something like that. The draw discard in Chapter 2 is really nice as well in case we are just looking at the top of our deck for one of our combo pieces. And then this produces a second body in the Reflection of Kiki Jiki as well, which is just it's just an upside. Then I also found that I needed some sort of removal, so I included Cathartic Pyre. Just basically a deal damage or draw 2, discard 2, which is cool. And this is a flexible draw discard as well. Additionally, we have Strike It Rich, which in addition to producing a treasure token to ramp us, can also be something that we sacrifice to Indomitable Creativity. 2 more removal spells yet in Fiery Impulse and Faithless Looting to draw discard us. We also have Fatal Push in black, which is really nice. And then we also have Thoughtseize, which will help clear the way in a control matchup or stop our opponent from killing us before we can kill them. So, that is Rakdos Charbelcher. Like you saw in my Is It Charbelcher deck a while ago, which I'll have to link somewhere. This deck is a lot of fun to play, but it either gets there or it doesn't. So we just kind of have to buy as much time as possible until we can get to the Charbelcher activation. So, Rakdos Charbelcher, here we go. Let's see if we can do as well as we did in the Is It League. Let's get it. Alright, we found our first match. So, our first hand has 3 lands with a Forbidden Friendship. This is going to require 2 specific draws. We do have a Faithless Looting that does help us there, plus we have Cathartic Pyre and Fiery Impulse to keep us alive. Valakut Awakening does ramp us, but I think that I would like to mulligan until I can get at least one of my combo-centric cards into my hand. So we have Ironcrag Feat and Indomitable Creativity, one way to get it, but we only have a single Valakut Awakening as our land. If we find another, we can Cathartic Pyre to get ourselves out of this. I think this is honestly a keepable hand, surprisingly enough. And then Strike It Rich can theoretically cast the Thoughtseize to get us there. This is a bit of a whack hand. I'm kind of just taking this on misplaced confidence this game, and of course, we are on Wizard aggro this game, which is going to be just a nightmare. So we'll probably need to draw the Charbelcher naturally and Ironcrag feed it in if we want to have enough time to get damage in before Symmetry Sage kills us. There is Agadeem's Awakening, which is sweet. I'm actually going to shock this in and try to Thoughtseize them to remove a creature. Balmor is a really good one. They do have only one damage spell currently. Them being able to reuse stuff with Dreadhorde Arcanist sucks, and then Balmor is also really annoying. In order to remove damage from the table, I'm going to get rid of Balmor. And then it's Strike It Rich for the treasure token. So now I have the ability to Cathartic Pyre for another land or for Charbelcher. And then I have my third land, total of 4 mana. One more mana source that I can Indomitable Creativity. And if I draw Belcher, then it's Ironcrag Feet. Okay, so now it's going to be Play with Fire, which that's just going to go to my face. Spikefield Hazard doesn't hit anything, sadly, so I can just tap this. Now the question is, do I want to use Cathartic Pyre to kill Balmor, Symmetry Sage, or to draw discard? Quite honestly, I'm trying to kill the Symmetry Sage. Yeah, that's totally what I want to do. This thing produces so much damage. Okay, nice, and turn. So now they just have to loop Play with Fire over and over. If they're greedy, they go for another Dreadhorde so that they can double fire next turn. They are just going to go for the damage. Our most live draw next turn is going to be Belcher off the top. So they're going to hit me for 2, then they're going to recast Play with Fire, so it'll... Oh, actually, I think I'm just dead. 9... Yeah, no, they kill me with the Dreadhorde trigger. Bummer. Okay, tough matchup. This deck goes really quickly. I'll just boop him for 1. In defiance of him killing me. Cool. And there is the 11 damage to finish us off. Yeah, so the Wizard aggro deck is still pretty strong. It's one of the fastest things that you can do in Historic, as far as I'm aware. So, you know, just a tough matchup for game 1. We'll see what we can do down the line. All right, so this is round 2. Same sort of deal with a bunch of lands, Ironcrag Feet, and a Thoughtseize that needs to be cast off of a treasure. This is not super good. I'm gonna mulligan it. We get a slightly worse version of the same thing. In order to keep my cards up, I'm going to discard the Thoughtseize since I don't have a way to cast it. Songmad Ruins is just an immediate tell for the opponent of what I'm doing. Maybe should play Spikefield Hazard first in some of these situations. Next turn we can start the Forbidden Friendships and maybe actually hit for a little damage. If they're not on creatures this turn, I think I'm down to do that. So, looks like they're on Izzet Belcher, which is cool. Me being in black, I do have the advantage of being able to remove it from the hand with Thoughtseize. So with these guys on board, I got creatures that can pressure their life total a bit. Unfortunately, they're in front of me in terms of the land race. I'm going to discard 2 cards and draw. Probably getting rid of Forbidden Friendship Fatal Push. The The question then becomes, yeah, actually, because, you know, if they're playing this card, then one removal spell is not enough. All right, we draw Belcher, which means we're live on turn 4, assuming we have the mana for it. Currently we don't, which is not good. Might be on Forbidden Friendship again next turn. Opponent is on 17. March of Reckless Joy. Interesting. Okay. I have Cathartic Pyre again. I will actually do it in my main phase to try to hit a land. I am going to discard... If I discard Indomitable Creativity, they know that I have this. So... well, it is a dead card, and I'd like to still cast Thoughtseize, so I think this is fine. We whiff on a land, which is going to be a huge issue. But we do have a Faithless Looting. And I think we're dead. That must be Charbelcher in their hand. They got me. Alright, 47 cards in deck. And they booped me. 47 damage. Well, so they were on... Yeah, so the read of Izzet Belcher was correct. They played some counterspells, which is interesting. Unfortunately, didn't have the black mana for the Thoughtseize. We'll have to take a bit better hands here. I do need a black mana off the rip to get that going. Anyways, on to the next one. Okay, so it's an all-red hand this time. We have pretty much everything we want, so that's good. I can power out an early-ish Fable of the Mirrorbreaker off of my treasure token. Or I could Thoughtseize them. Did not get to see if this is the same dude I was just playing against. But, that is a... Okay, actually, no, it's definitely not. Alright, so I will play a Valakut Awakening to feign that I am on something that is not Izzet Belcher. Or Rakdos Belcher, rather. Got the treasure token in. I could Thoughtseize them off of whatever they're doing. But I think I'd prefer to play Fable of the Mirrorbreaker next turn. Plus, if I don't use this, I will be 2 turns away from getting a Belcher on board if I do draw it in the next 2 draw steps. Spikefield Hazard again. I can just do a Forbidden Friendship now. Just put some bodies on board to slow down the game. Plus, that's an Indomitable Creativity target as well. Next turn, Indomitable Creativity does it. So seeing that they're on some damage-based removal, I need to be careful about them fizzling this creature. So maybe then it is correct to play a Fable of the Mirrorbreaker this turn and then wait a turn for Indomitable. Or I don't need to do that. I can Ironcrag into Indomitable and then kill them. Sweet. So 4 mana. 4 mana. Make 7. Indomitable Creativity for 1. Target this. Autopay. Get out of Belcher. And boot my opponent. Alrighty. 48 damage. We were able to do the thing, and this is actually on a not very common route that we get there. Normally it is Ironcrag Feet into the Belcher, but this was just one extra step where we got to use Indomitable Creativity too. Cool. That was a much more powerful game too. Love to see that. Or sorry, that's game 3 in fact. So we are on to the next one. Let's go. Alrighty, round 4. Let's see what we got here. So now we actually do have the Thoughtseize. Unfortunately, not much other than that. Cathartic Pyre will somewhat help us get out of this, and then a later Valakut Awakening, we could actually just discard some cards. This is, I think, a hand that could surprisingly get me there. Plus, I'll be able to know what my opponent's on, which is cool. And it looks like it is something that I'm going to have to race. Let's see what they got. Colorless Ramp, and that is the one. Easy take of the Forsaken Monument. That puts them back quite a bit. But that's not to say that they can't get there. Now, I do have a one-hit KO with Belcher, so even if they resolve like an Ulamog or Ugin, it is not the end of the world. Specifically, Ugin is much worse in this match. So, opponent is going to be on Mind Stone somehow as they look for their Forsaken Monument. I pray to God that that is not what they just left on top. Akuma Warrior, I think, is probably fine. I don't have any untapped lands. And then I have Fiery Impulse for, I don't know, the 2 mana producing Mirror, or whatever that is. Barrens, Tome. So they're going to try to draw their way out of this. 2 cards I don't know about. There's my Ironcrag feat, so I am just looking for a couple of cards at this time. Here is Kazul's Cliffs. I will Cathartic Pyre, discarding Impulse Fury. Looting and another Pyre, okay. So I can start dumping Valakuts. I only need 1 more land to do my combo. I'd like to get a treasure or creature out so that I can do the same route as last game of Ironcragging into an Indomitable Creativity. Okay, so that's double Ironcrag. I can get rid of one of those. Opponent is on 6, 7, 8 mana. Sorry, 6 mana. Jesus, what am I saying? I'll play my land. Actually, yeah, I will play... Okay, let me do my draw discard first. Then I have an additional Pyre if I need to do something like that. Okay, so in terms of things that I want to get rid of, does Fable help me? Doesn't really, because I'm just looking for a combo. Then Spikefield Hazard is probably the worst spell land that I have. I'll get rid of that. Now I want to Pyre, discarding Ironcrag Valakut. I only need 1 Ironcrag feat to win, and they're going to be discarding me any which way. Fatal Push hits almost nothing in their deck except for Crawling Barrens. I'll shock this, just for the opportunity to hit their Barrens. Now, the best thing for them to do for me next turn is to just pass and try to Barrens. Okay, seeing them try to draw out of this is also fine. It is looking like a now or never kind of dealio for me, though. Let's see, so next turn I can Valakut Awakening, discarding Fatal Push and whatever else I draw to draw 3. Okay, or I'll just be able to Fatal Push their land right now. That is pretty sweet. Now they're off mana for a turn. Spikefield Hazard, I think I'd just like to discard to Valakut Awakening, draw 2. Yeah. So that's not what I meant to do. Okay, well, I'll Faithless Looting, see what I can cycle that out for. I'm going to just get rid of these 2. And, okay. Little bit of an oopsie there, unfortunately, but I think we still have 1 more turn. They're only on 6 mana. No Ugin yet, and even when Ugin comes down, I'm on a 4-turn clock. Alright, it's not completely out of control yet. They have Spire of Industry in here for some color splash. Same with Aether Hub. So that's interesting. I don't have any knowledge of what that is. So far they've only showed me colorless stuff. Them gaining life doesn't matter until they cast an Ulamog. Once they get an Ulamog trigger to happen, I am effectively done for. They're giving me my turn. There's Forbidden Friendship, not really what I want. But they'll be able to stay out of... I'll be able to keep their life total down. Okay, we'll get 1 damage in. And... Okay. That is the 8th mana for Ugin, sure. Ugin's gonna minus 0, I think. Okay, very cool. Alright. This unfortunately does not hit what I need it to. So... And it also doesn't hit Ulamog, which sucks. I'm going to just hold all these for discarding to Velvet Stoneforge. I lose my other creature now, so an Indomitable Creativity is now an issue. Okay. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. They are literally 1 off. Okay, so Shatterskull. Oh man, this is going to be close. So I need to play more red mana to make sure that they don't Ulamog me off of red, or the ability to cast Ironcrag Feet. So this has to be played this turn. Then I have Shatterskull Smashing to deal 3 damage to Ugin, which means that he cannot do the Ugin ultimate for another turn or so. 3 damage to you. And I'm just buying myself a turn at a time. Ugin's down to 7. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they can cast Ugin this turn. I mean, not Ugin, Ulamog. Okay. They don't cast Ulamog. Okay, I've just been given an extra turn. I don't even care that Ugin's gonna kill me. I'm just trying to one-hit them. I have 37 cards left in deck. Oh my gosh, we've done it. Ironcrag Feet. Belcher. Activate Belcher. Dang, there we go. So even if they had played Ulamog, we would have gotten there. Just on the turn that we needed it. Awesome. Belcher does it again. That was round 4. Let's go on to round 5. Okay. Another kind of garbage hand, if I could be so bold. Faithless Looting kind of gets us a little bit of the way. Forbidden Friendship is halfway to the Indomitable combo. I do have 1 Fiery Impulse in case they're on some aggro deck. This might be better than I think. I'll lead off on a red land to set up for my Faithless Looting. There's a Thoughtseize. It's a good thing I did not come with anything very good. They'll know what I'm on at the very least. They seem to be having a hard time with this. Okay, so they want my Thoughtseize gone. Sure. So I get a Faithless Looting next turn unless they Thoughtseize me again. Okay. So my black mana is not as important. So they are a creature deck. That's important to know. It could just be Lurrus, but I will keep an eye out. Here's Faithless Looting. Draw, discard 2. So on next turn I can Fable, which would be kind of sweet. That probably means I get rid of Hagra and Forbidden Friendship, since I'll have a creature. Okay, I don't feel great about this. Do I really need Valakut and Agadeems? I need the third red for sure, and I would like the black to have Fatal Push be an opportunity. Especially since they took one of my creature removal spells. Yeah, I think I'm okay with this. Oh, okay, so it's a Spirit Dancer deck. Gotcha. So that's pretty annoying. I can probably just shock this in, cast Fable. This puts a couple blockers in the way, plus I've got Fatal Push once this thing gets large. I'm gonna now have to start holding up mana. Okay, sure. They do take a Lurrus out. And what do? I may discard up to 2 cards, probably Cathartic Pyre and Friendship. Okay, I get another Pyre. I've got my Awakening to drop as a land. Now I have, interestingly enough, that is a thing that I can do. This is, how does Detention Vortex work? Let me read the card, please. For 3 mana, I can destroy it. Okay. That is good for getting a creature back. And then I actually also have the Fatal Push now. And they're at 10 life. Okay. Sure, that's Lurrus, fine. Now they can play Vortex again. If they give me priority, I'm killing Lurrus. Okay. That's not amazing. I'm still getting rid of Lurrus. If it has mana value 2 or less, has to be the core Spirit Dancer. Now, do I even want to do that then? No, it's not big enough. Alright. So I can set them back a little bit, or at least get rid of their Spirit Dancer's Kaya's aura thing. I don't really think I need to do that. I think they take Cathartic Pyre, or actually Fury or Pyre is a problem for them because I can kill Lurrus with it. And I think that's my move because I've got Kiki-Jiki coming up. Okay. Agadeem. There is Kiki-Jiki. So I think I'm on Kazul's Fury, targeting Lurrus, sacrificing this creature. Okay. Then if I Awakening, I can just Awakening tap to use my treasure. Okay. I have a treasure and I have a Kiki-Jiki. If I use the treasure, I can still creativity using the token creature. I don't think it's really worth it to pay the 3 life. I'd rather just have Cathartic Pyre open. Esper Sentinel. Alright, so I will just... Oh, wait. That doesn't do anything. Okay. Esper Sentinel resolves. I am okay taking 2 damage at a time. It's just when the Spirit Dancer gets big that it's a problem. Sentinel, no. Faithless Looting is the move. I will pay the 1. I want to limit their draw potential. So we have Ironcrag Feet now. Fatal Push is again good, and Impulse is again good. I think I'll keep just 1 of these though. Oh wait, I need to discard 2. Pyre, huh? I gotta hold on to that. Alright, I gotta hold on to Ironcrag Feet, that is. I don't need to, though. Fatal Push, Cathartic Pyre. For sure, Fiery Impulse goes. I think probably Pyre, too. Then the question is, they're going to be able to do that much to me with Spirit Dancer. If they suit it up, I can Fatal Push. I will just swing in with Kiki Jiki. They'll probably take 2. Now I'm left in a tough situation. They have at least 3 damage, potentially more next turn. If they fire off a Thoughtseize, I think... Okay, SRAM, so they're just going for the card draw now. I'm fine taking 3. That's okay. I go to 8. And now I could really just try to go for it, or I could try to just get a Charbelcher. I mean, Jesus, what am I even saying? I just need Devalakut Awakening. Discarding the push. Resolve, I will pay for it. Then I'll discard the push. Draw 2. There's creativity. Okay, so next turn I have it. For that reason, I will just stay back. A Thoughtseize really hurts me here. But otherwise, I'm just trying to block damage. This guy does not have first strike, so I'm fine with making this trade. And they've given me the turn back, so I have Iron Crag Feet here. I will pay the 1. Creativity for 1. Target my treasure. And we got Belcher for the final 6 damage. Amazing. There we go. Alright, we successfully stalled long enough through a couple of Thoughtseizes and a lot of creatures. Luckily, the core Spirit Dancer didn't get too big, but even if it did, we had the removal that would have been required for it. So that's game 5. Here we go. We got 2 more left to go. Let's finish out strong. Okay, so it's game 6 now against Mr. Emerald Flamingo. The hand has a Fable of the Mirror Breaker, enough lands, and a Faithless Looting. I think I can probably stall long enough with this. For information purposes, I'll be starting on Valakut unless we get Thoughtseize right now. No, it's just Death Touches. Okay. Now this is nice. We got Indomitable Creativity, Forbidden Friendship. That is nice. So I'm definitely on the plan. Oh, okay. Stormfist Crusader. That's good. If I find a black mana, I have Thoughtseize available, though that doesn't really matter in this matchup, so I can probably just draw discard with looting. Yeah, seems good. Finding a black mana source would be cool. I can discard Treachery. So I need 1, 2, 3. This is my 4th land, so I can't discard it. I'll probably just get rid of Thoughtseize since I know this is not a really important thing. In terms of removal, should I keep anything? So I have Creativity to go find something. I have Mirror Breaker to help stall, which based on this matchup looks like I need to do. Maybe I just discard the 2nd Faithless Looting since I have plays for the next few turns. Okay. There's the replacement Thoughtseize. The question will be, do I want to kill Stormfist Crusader or just get some creatures on board? Okay. Now I get hit for 5. Things are starting to get a little scary. I can prevent a couple of damage with Stormfist getting killed. That will slightly prolong this game. So I can Pyre the next turn, Friendship, Strike It Rich, and then go off next turn. Okay, so I will actually wait until... Do I want it to take the draw? I don't think he should have another card, so I'm gonna kill it now. So I get a 10. And then 7 the following turn, plus whatever he plays now. Might have enough to just barely get there. Okay. Yeah, that is frightening. Okay, so maybe Friendship's going to be used for chump blocking instead. Striker Witch, Forbidden Friendship, or Mirror Breaker, something else. I think I just need to get 2 blockers out. That is difficult. Does Thoughtseize help me here? So I'll take 5. I don't think it's worth taking the 2 damage. I'm gonna have to just double block one of these things. Oh, or they just kill all my things. Okay. Well, now I need to draw exactly whatchamacallit. I go to 1. It's now or never. Ah, I didn't draw the thing. Bummer. Do I have an out from here? I can creativity get a Belcher out, but that doesn't kill him. Fatal Push. I can get rid of one thing. But then there's menace creatures. 1, 2, 3. And I don't have a cheap enough spell. Mirror Breaker plus Fatal Push also doesn't do it. Yeah, if these didn't have menace, I'd have the opportunity to do Forbidden Friendship and make it out. But as it is, I just die regardless. 2 things, Fatal Push. Yeah, Fatal Push, Mirror Breaker. I cannot quite do it. So the move here is just hope they only attack with 1 thing or 2 things. It'll be crazy if I survive this turn. Just go to combat. Kill me. Okay, yeah, that's a good way to do it. Cool, I'm dead. In response, I could have Thoughtseized that, but they still just attack in anyway. Okay, so that is round 6 done. We got 1 more to go. Hopefully this one can end on a win. Let's do it. Alright, game 7. We got 1 more chance at this thing. Indomitable Creativity in the opening hand with a Forbidden Friendship. This is what we like to see. And then if it comes to it, I can Shatter Skull Smashing on the Creativity turn. Looks like we're playing against Elves, which is a sick matchup for us. That is really nice to see. Yeah, okay. I can drop this in, strike it rich. They do ramp for quite a bit next turn, so we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana out of them. Circle of Dreams Druid is almost a kill on sight for me. What happens if... No, actually, yeah, wait, no. I do want to slow them down. And that is 3 CMC, isn't it? So I can't do anything about it. Psych, just kidding. Okay, so next turn I've got Forbidden Friendship, Cathartic Pyre, I guess. Silverback Elder is going to be really hard to deal with, okay. Whenever you cast a creature spell, okay. I hope that they are going to choose the land thing, otherwise I'm going to have to Fatal Push something. Okay, so what do I have here? If I shock something in, I can Cathartic Pyre plus Forbidden Friendship. That seems quite okay. I'll shock in the 3rd red source. Here's a Forbidden Friendship. Here is a Cathartic Pyre, which I'll cast now, actually, since it doesn't really matter. Kill that. I've got to deal with a 5/7 now. That will kill Charbelcher. So Charbelcher has to come down and kill. in the same turn. Okay. Creativity. So, Kazul's Fury. I'll play this as a tapped land. And then I'm going to be on just searching for a Ironcrag Feat at the end of their turn. Settle the Winds, okay. They just searched for a 6-mana creature. I will... unless they have fight effects, I'm okay taking this damage. Okay, so here we go with Valakut. We're going to discard 2. And hope that we can get there. I don't care about the order. And Ironcrag Feat it is. Wow. Alright, so we'll just run out the Ironcrag Feat. Here is Indomitable Creativity. 4/1. Targeting this. And if they have a fight effect, we're dead. Looks like we are good. And we hit an Akoum Warrior? Oh, yeah, that's right. So this is actually a permanent card. This is one of the few red cards that we can hit. And that's honestly a deck building oversight. I think there are 4 other ones of these that I can get rid of. Okay, so we actually got lucky enough during this whole lead to not have that happen. But I did not know that that was a thing. Not gonna lie. And to top it off, there's one more Akoum Warrior. Yeah, so nothing I can do here actually fixes it. There's the Charbelcher. I'll discard Thoughtseize and this. And this can only go untapped. Yeah, so I think in pretty much every sense I am dead here. That is what an absolutely hilarious way to end this one. We'll see if they're going to be nice enough to give me another turn, but I would not do it if I were them. There is the death. Alright, we'll Cathartic Fire ourselves. Can I do that? No, I cannot. I'll kill the Elvish Mystic instead. Okay. So, a interesting end to the little series here. I'm going to actually need to do a re-recording of this where I take those cards out. So look forward to that probably in a little bit here. Anyway, thank you for sticking by me. We actually did have a couple of good games where we dodged this deck building this oversight, but yeah, you know, got there a few times, and that is Rakdos Charbelcher. Hope you liked it. If you do, leave a like. Other than that, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.